This year's theme for Charity Retail Week is the power of people. So we travelled across Ireland to speak with individuals in the charity retail sector about how their involvement in charity retail has impacted their lives. We hope you enjoy listening to their story as much as we did. Peter, tell me a bit about yourself.
Well, as you can see, I'm not in the first flush of youth. I'm in my 70s, recently widowed actually, just coming up to a year now. I have 2 grandchildren, which I dote on and get great fun with them. Retired a few years ago from the insurance industry. That's basically it. I'm just an ordinary, everyday fella.
What volunteering role do you fulfil at Clarehaven Horizons?
Well, fundamentally, I sell, but there's a social aspect to it. There's a community aspect to it, is that you get to know people. And we have people who I'm here 4 days a week between 10 and 2. And what I have noticed is that the same people come in every week. They basically come in for a chat. They don't necessarily come in to buy something. They do it from time to time, but as if they take a comfort by having people to talk to. It's not just me, there's a couple of others involved, and they say the same. So it's not just selling, it's also socializing. It's so easy here to be myself. It is very, very easy to be myself. I've worked in sales management, I've worked in management consultancy and things like that. But here it's a totally different. It's easy to make sales, and it's appreciated. I find that I'm appreciated for my skills. Initially when I started here, I was doing 1 day a week, just a few hours. And suddenly I made this commitment, and without even realizing it, I now work 4 mornings a week. I drive an average of 30 miles to get here, 30 miles to get back. And I think it's great. But I have made a commitment to it. But I feel that the people here, I'm talking about the people I'm working with and working for, have made a commitment to me as well. So it works both ways. And as I say, I enjoy what I do, so I don't feel it's work.
How has volunteering changed your outlook on life?
12 months of each other. My daughter died suddenly. She went in for a minor surgery. We thought she would have been out in 24 hours. You can imagine that it's unimaginable to bury a child. We're not equipped to bury our children. No matter what age they are, we're not equipped. A year later, my wife died, and I can honestly say that, she was very ill, but it exacerbated it. I watched her die from a broken heart for nearly 12 months. But I had started working here about 6 months, and during the funeral, people were saying to me, sure, look, go back when you feel like it, and this. But there was something drew me back to here. And we say for argument's sake, my daughter was buried on Wednesday, and I remember coming back here the following Monday. It took me about 4 hours to get to work because I was, will I, won't I, will I was stopping here and I was stopping there, will I, won't, but I did. And I remember I met one of the girls as I walked in, and the first thing she did, she put her arms around me, gave me a hug. She never said anything. And I said, I'll be back on Thursday. There's something just drew me back to the place. And if there is such a thing as being in the right place at the right time, this is where I definitely am. There's the mental health benefits. There's the benefits of being yourself. You don't have the restrictions that you have in normal jobs, like you must be there at that time, you have to stay there this time. You have a lot of freedom. And a thing that I find is that, and I never realized the benefits of it until recently, working with young people is immeasurable. I'm not talking about bossing them around or anything like that, but it gives you great insights. They do, our generation, we had a certain way of working, and that's what we did. And you have to give them a chance to do their thing as well. And there's no conflict in it. We have full-time people here, or full-time, part-time people here, who are much, much younger than me. And I find they're great to work with. I find they're absolutely great to work with.
Fiona, tell me a bit about yourself.
So I am Fiona Anderson, and I am the manager of the Oxfam shop in Holywood. So I started volunteering for Oxfam when I was 16 as part of my Duke of Edinburgh award, and kind of, over the years dipped in and out as I moved around, and Oxfam was always kind of part of my life. I'm from Holywood, the town where my shop is now, and it's pretty renowned for its charity shop presence. We've got 8 charity shops in the high street, and they do really, really well. My grandmother actually was from Edinburgh, and she used to send us over these amazing packages of beautiful clothes that she'd bought in charity shops, and that would be something that we would do together when she came to visit us. So it's always been part of my life, and it's something I'm very passionate about. I've going on 3 years now of not having bought a new item of clothing. Everything has been second-hand bought online or through the charity shops in the town here, and it's a bit of a mission, but it's been really rewarding. And then this shop in particular was so special and important to me because it was that shop, and it's the shop that I've shopped in my whole life. I am from Holywood, born and raised, so this is my community, and it's meant a lot to be part of that. So that was kind of my route into charity retail management, but it's been a total roller coaster journey. I have loved every second of it. It's incredibly hard work, but it's also very rewarding, and there are some incredible people that I've met along the way.
What are the main highlights of working in this sector today?
So I think that sustainability is a real buzzword at the minute, and charity retail is seeing a real resurgence of people coming back to it. And I think that is in part because of the pandemic and how much time we had to really evaluate how many clothes are in our wardrobe and what we buy and what we wear and the lifestyle that we live. So I think that has been key in this drive and the footfall that we're seeing coming through the door, and that is such an exciting prospect that we are part of this process and playing a part in the charity retail landscape, which is thriving in Ireland, which is really exciting to see. I think if you look at where we were 10 years ago, it was a very different demographic of customer. We're now seeing a lot more young people coming through the door, and people who love fashion, and people who aren't just here for a bargain. They're here because they want to help save the planet and be part of our mission of diverting clothing from landfill and buying secondhand. So I would say that for me is the most exciting part of this, is that we are all playing a bigger part in the sustainability movement, which has been really exciting. That in partnership with the amazing people that I meet on a daily basis, my customers who come through the door, the incredible, life stories that there are to tell, and a lovely feeling of being part of the community here. It's really important to me and my team. My deputy manager Chloe as well is a local girl, and I have amazing volunteers, and it's just, it's about people. I think you have to be a people person to work in charity retail, and you have to love people. So I think that's a real draw, and I think that a lot of charity shop managers will probably agree that's one of the best parts of it. We also, as a shop, have set up the first period pack donation scheme in our town. So we are the designated site for women to come to get sanitary pads and period products that they need for free, very discreetly distributed. It's that almost creation of a safe space in our town, and that's been really important for me, is that people feel safe here. It's a neutral zone. We're incredibly welcoming. Everyone is welcome, and everyone should feel a sense of ownership of our shop. So that's really important, and I think one of the huge benefits of this job.
Tell us about why you shop with Bernardo's Kilbarrack.
I seen this beautiful jacket here, a Karen Millen jacket, and I paid €90 for this jacket, which would probably retail about 250 to 300 euro. So I thought that was a fantastic bargain. I bought lots of things over the years coming in, and my grandchildren also, they're very involved in the shop, and they understand the background of the shop because I tell them the story. So they come in with their euros and they buy their books, they buy their writing material, they get ornaments for their room, and so they love the shop, and they like the fact that they're helping someone else, less fortunate to them. Yeah.
Why do you donate items to charity?
Well, I think it's fantastic, and it gives you a good feeling inside too that you're helping someone else. And plus, when you come in then, you're buying stuff here which is helping the charity, plus it's helping your pocket as well. And with all this recycling as well, I think in some recycling is very important rather than throwing things, because we live in a throwaway society. So everyone just, rather than make a journey to a charity shop, the handiest thing will throw it in the bin, and I think that's a sin. I think it's a waste. Why not give her into your charity shop, your local charity shop? They'll make something from it, and also you're helping the charity. So that's the way I feel about it. And hopefully my grandkids, when they get older, they know how to recycle their books as well.
What would you say to someone who has never shopped in a charity shop?
Well, I'd say to them, you're missing out on a lot. You're missing out on you can always pick up something, and I don't know whether people feel uncomfortable coming into a charity shop. They wouldn't like to be seen to be in a charity shop. But, just come in and you'll see what it's all about. I do talk a lot about my local charity shop. I'd encourage them to come down to their local charity shop, no matter where they live, and to give in whatever they have. If it's in good quality, obviously, and there's lots of stuff you can give in. You can give in bags, shoes, jewellery, anything that you might think is useful. It'll always be useful in a charity shop, no matter how small it is. And you get joy in your heart as well.
Why did you start volunteering with Oxfam Hollywood?
I think one of the reasons I chose to volunteer here at Oxfam is because I'm a big believer in their core values and their mission, and especially the world that we live in today. There's so much suffering in the world, and if I can do my little bit on my doorstep in a simple, easy way to alleviate some of that by giving my time for free, then I think that's something that is worthwhile and worthy. And I know that everything that is raised here, all the money that we're raising here through this charity shop, is going to help not just people who shop and buy the items in the store, but also help people further afield who feel somewhat out of reach to people like me in terms of being able to offer them assistance and offer them aid and support. So for that reason, I think charity shops are such a valuable service to not just their community, but actually globally. And we're part of a global network which does very, very important work in some of the world's most difficult places. Sometimes you can lose sight of your importance outside of the family home, which possibly had happened to me, having 3 children. So coming here felt like a brilliant opportunity for me to be part of a community, be part of a workforce, lend a hand, help out, use some of my creative talents, but also, to be honest, just on a personal level, it just fills me with absolute joy. And I feel really strongly that even if you've only 1 hour a week, it's worth turning your head to looking at where can you put that time to best use. And I think volunteering in a charity shop is the ideal way to do that.
Would you recommend volunteering in charity retail?
So for me, volunteering in a charity shop is honestly for everyone. My children come in here and help out during their school holidays, and they absolutely love it. I'm personally sort of on a career break with work, so really wanted to turn my head to something which fulfilled me, and it really, really does. I know lots of older people who maybe have a bit of free time in their hands would get a lot out of it personally. You feel a connection with people when you work here. You walk out the door with a smile on your face, put it that way, and I think we can all do with that.
When did you become involved in Charity Retail Ireland, and how have you seen it evolve over the years?
I joined Charity Retail Ireland in about 1997 or 98. It was in its infancy then, and it was running in UCD. It wasn't actually an independent group, but the genesis of it was about then. Came as a result of the collapse in the rag market. The interesting thing about charity shops is that volunteers bring something to the business that doesn't exist in any other business. They're people who really want to be involved, they really want to be there. They don't get up on a Monday morning and think, oh God, I've got to go in to this charity shop. And they bring a kind of a social element to our business, which is fantastic.
What do you enjoy most about your role?
I think the whole idea of making money for the Irish Cancer Society and supporting people who desperately need support. And it was the same in Enable Ireland, working with children who faced incredible challenges and more than the fortitude. But it is a wonderful business because of the volunteers and because of the end result.
In your opinion, how important and why are charity shops in the community?
Okay, so charity shops are multifaceted. They provide cost-effective household goods and clothing for people who are on limited income. They are the face of the charities that they represent, and people recognise them for supporting that. They raise funds, valuable funds, for the charities themselves, and the income is unrestricted, which is really important for charities because it gives them a chance to respond to areas that they may not be able to, where income is restricted. And of course, in the green economy, they are a critical part of reducing and reusing. And they achieve a triple bottom line. They give us the green economy benefit, they give us a social benefit in terms of opportunities for people to work, to volunteer, and to be employed, and they raise funds for the charities.
Why did you apply for a TUS position in a charity shop? What attracted you to the role?
Well, first of all, I'll kind of give a bit of background to myself, and that'll kind of lead on to why I took the position in the end. My dad passed away very suddenly in 2001, and after that I started taking care of my mum and my sister. I didn't receive the care's allowance until 2007 for my mum's care, and then mum passed away in 2014. And since then, I've looked after my sister, Martina. Being a carer for someone is very challenging and stressful at times, because you're always thinking about the person you're looking after and their needs, and more often than not, kind of forgetting about yourself. So when I was approached by a Sligo leader to see what I'd be interested in doing a TOOS program, I won't lie, I was kind of apprehensive about the whole thing, because it's been so long, well, mainly due to my home situation, but also because I haven't experienced work. I haven't been in a work experience for so long. So when I went to meet Frankie, my supervisor from Sligo Leader, he told me my placement would be in Vincent's of Tubbercurry. So I began working in Vincent's of Tubbercurry just over a year ago now.
What has your experience been like working in the charity shop? What have you enjoyed?
It's just been a brilliant experience. Like Julianne and the rest of the staff have been so welcoming to me since I started. Like I have felt, self-worth, appreciated, being a valued member of an award-winning team, and like our staff, the whole team is made up of so many different nationalities. Like we have Irish, English, Ukrainian, German, Polish, Bulgarian, Lithuanian, Taiwanese. Like it's just one, we all get on so well together. I can say a smile and a laugh is the same in any language, basically, kind of thing. So, it's just one big happy family. And Julianne, our manager, she won't ask you to do a job unless she does it herself, basically. So, I think that has also brought the group kind of closer together. Knowing that we're all kind of rowing in the same position, kind of thing. What I've liked about the whole thing is, well, confidence-wise, I've improved so much. I've always struggled with shyness and self-confidence going back to my teenage years. And I've been in rooms, full of people and still felt kind of so alone and isolated. But this experience has been completely different. I go in every day looking forward to going into work. The camaraderie is brilliant between us all. I've learned so many different skills.
What training have you been involved in?
Well, through Sligo Leader, I have done my manual handling course. In the shop itself, I have been trained on the till. I've been trained in all aspects of merchandising, on the shop floor, checking, restocking the rails, in the donation room, handling, cleaning and prepping all donations so that they're effective for the shop floor, that everything is neat and tidy before they hit the shop floor. I've worked in the sorting room, gone through kind of more donations, like the clothes side of things. Then I've ironed those clothes. I've helped with window displays. All angles of merchandising has been covered since I started the shop.
What 3 words would sum up your time working in charity retail?
The 3 words that kind of come to me, but I kind of, even over the last year, I thought, how I felt about working in the shop. And 3 words that kind of keep coming back to me are appreciated, valued, and thankful. Before I started in the shop, one of my best friends said to me, Kev, this will be really good for your soul. And at the time, I just kind of seen it as maybe a throwaway remark. I didn't really register with me of what it might mean. But after 12 months in the job, I can tell her now that I do know what it means, and she was right.
Tell me a bit about yourself and why you've chosen to work in charity retail.
Hi, well, my name is Julianne, and I've been a manager with SVP for 9 years now. I am a married mother of 2 adult boys, and I have 2 beautiful grandchildren as well. Well, I worked as an estate agent for almost 20 years, and during that time, I volunteered as secretary for Parents' Council in our local secondary school. And I also worked as an event leader in one of our local festivals, and I just discovered that I love working with people and making a difference and helping within the community. But I also love fashion. So after the property recession, I applied for a role as a shop manager with St. Vincent de Paul, and I was successful. And I'm really so glad that I did this because I really feel that I have found my purpose.
What are the main highlights of working in this sector today?
I think for me it's meeting such a diverse range of people, and I feel that if I didn't work in the sector that I do with SVP, that I might never have had the opportunity to meet such a diverse group. And I really do feel a sense of purpose, real purpose, when working with these people. And being part of the circular economy as well is very important these days.
Would you recommend other people to come and work in the charity retail sector?
Yes, absolutely. I think it's good to get involved in your community and having a sense of purpose every day, whether you're retired and want to use your experience to help others, or whether you're just starting out and maybe need experience to get going. We're here to provide that opportunity, I suppose, for people. Everybody is welcome with SVP, and we are definitely so much stronger together.
What has your experience been like working in the charity shop? What have you enjoyed?
I've enjoyed doing all the courses. I love working with people, and it's great meeting new people and, catching up. If we don't see somebody around, we'll always check up, and it's just a fantastic experience.
What training and practical work experience have you received?
Manual handling, retail sales, customer care, health and safety, and window dressing. You have to use the till, be able to dress the window. Do stock control, make sure everything that comes in is good enough to sell. Then you've got hanging clothes, steaming, pricing and tagging.
Now that you've been involved in the scheme, what 3 words would sum up your time working in charity retail?
It's an amazing confidence boost. You get to meet great people and it gives you a great boost in life.
Can you tell us why the relationship between charity shops and CTR is so important?
Well, that's an easy one to answer, because we wouldn't have a business if it wasn't for our partnership with charity shops throughout Ireland. In 2024, we hope to process in the region of 25,000 tonnes of textiles, and about 60% of that weight will be made up by charity shop collections and charity organisations within Ireland. So we're an absolutely colossal stakeholder in our business.
As a textile recycler, can you explain the process of what happens to textile you collect from charity shops?
Well, as you know, I work for Cookstown Textile Recyclers. The recyclers in our name is a bit of a misnomer, because we are really sorters, collectors, sorters and graders of clothes. So our business model is about trying to ensure that as many clothes as possible are reused or reworn. So we sort and grade into about 250 different grades depending on quality and garment type, with a view to making sure that as many are reworn and reused as possible.
This year's theme for Charity Retail Week is the power of people. Can you tell us why you see the power of people to charity shops as a vital part of what they do?
Well, I think the power of people in relation to the operation of charity shops was very graphically illustrated during COVID. My understanding is, from speaking to my colleagues in the charity sector, that it's more difficult than pre-COVID to get volunteers to man the shops. So without the volunteers, some of the shops just are not able to function, they're not able to trade. So the power of the people to give their time free of charge to volunteer shops is massively important, not just for the charity organisations, but obviously for us. If there's no charity shops, we don't have a business, so the more people that volunteer, the better.
What made you decide to sponsor Charity Retail Week?
We have had a long-standing relationship with Charity Retail Ireland and its previous name, Irish Charity Shop Association, and I've worked with Linda Ward and Mark Sweeney over quite a number of years. I think the aims and the goals of the Charity Retail Ireland are very similar to ours. Our business model at the minute maybe doesn't exemplify the circular model, but we try to get as many clothes reused in Ireland as possible. We want garments to be reused and reworn as much as possible, and I know ultimately this is the goal for Charity Retail Ireland.
Charity Retail Ireland is proud of all the people who support charities around Ireland. Our staff, volunteers, donors and customers make sure the people of Ireland have a choice to shop sustainably. If you would like to find out more about Charity Retail Ireland, please visit our website or follow us on LinkedIn, Facebook or Instagram.